Good evening once again. I am Shawn Stewart, founder and CEO of 586 Sports on this October 4th, 2024. This is the second video but this time this video is a NFL Pick'em Confident. Now many people thinking like, what's the NFL Confident? I'm glad you asked that question. So I'm going to share a screen on how the NFL Confidence works. All right. So the platform I play games is called Splash Sports. All right. So I'm gonna give you an example. Okay. So right now I'm playing on Splash Sports, one of Splash Sports contests. Okay, as these are the games I will be playing, and you're so right now, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so it's 12. So what you want to do is it's going to go from 12 all the way to 1. So let's say, for example, like let's say I pick the Patriots, right? And you'll see it says confident points 12. So if you get that pick right, you get 12 points. And then if you get like let's say uh, the Bengals, okay, that's like 11. So if you get that pick right, that will be 11 points. So you get it by vice versa. All right. So you'll get the hang of it. But I recommend you to choose carefully with your games because you never know when it's going to be an upset. So please be very careful of who you pick when you do these picks. So the picks I'm going to give you, as I always say, this is for entertainment purpose only. So these are my predictions. Okay. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Cleveland and Washington. All right. So this is Cleveland and Washington. So right now, Washington is the hottest team in the NFL as they have won 3 straight games. For the Browns, they're going the opposite direction as they lost 3. Now, the Commanders have the league's most aggressive defense, a name will go to make life uncomfortable for the Browns offense dealing with injuries. As you know, Dan Quinn loves to blitz on third downs than any other team in the league, according to StatMuse. And Cleveland may get Nick Chubb back this week, but there's no guarantee he'll immediately be the same player he was prior to the injury. The Commanders are clicking on offense right now, and Jalen Daniels will get the ball out quickly and efficiently. So I am going to pick Washington on this one. So that'll be 12 points. So if I get that pick right, that'll be 12 points. The next one I have is Carolina and Chicago. That's here right here. Now, at the beginning of the season, this matchup projected to be a battle between the last two number one overall picks. Now, if you recall, the Chicago Bears traded the top 2023 selection to the Panthers, who took Bryce Young. So, in return, the Bears recouped the Panthers' 2024 first rounder and used it to draft Caleb Williams. So, the Panthers bring Young after 2 games and saw an offensive spark with 14-year veteran Andy Dalton under center, and the Panthers scored 13 points in his first 2 games and 60 points over the last 2 weeks. So the Bears also have shown progress under Williams, though they won their ground game last week as they rushed for 131 yards in a 24-18 win over the Rams. I got to pick the Chicago Bears on that one. So that would be 11 points. So if I got that one, that'd be 11 points. So that would be 23 points. Next one we have is the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, as you can see right here. Now, in this matchup, since Tua suffered a concussion in week 2 against the Bills, Dolphins have scored just 1 touchdown as Tyler Huntley's 1 yard run for a score on Monday night against the Titans, which resulted in 31-2 loss on Monday night. But according to Mike Daniel, he told reporters that, quote, everything is on the table regarding potential changes, but how much can he do with a team on his third string quarterback? The Patriots, meanwhile, haven't seen a stretch from journeyman Jacoby Brissett to rookie Drake May yet. So the Patriots have a veteran savvy single caller who can protect the ball and make smart decisions. Patriots rushed for 355 yards in the first 2 weeks of the season as they'll get their 12th ranked ground attack back on track with either Ramon Stevenson or Antonio Gibson against the defense that just gave up 142 rushing yards on Monday. So in this matchup, I have the New England Patriots to win that game. Next one we have is the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. All right. I'm looking at my. Okay, there we go. So, as you know, the San Francisco 49ers have injury. They can still score, by the way. All right. Now, two of the Arizona's last three offensive performances were not too good. Just 14 points last week against a shaky Washington defense. Now, for the 49ers, they look like they were like NFC championships as they defeated the New England Patriots. Okay. So the 49ers offense appears to be impressive, although Christian McCaffrey did not play with the emergence of Juwan Jennings. So I have in this matchup, I have the San Francisco 49ers to win that game. All right. So I got the 49ers. So, and plus, since Seattle lost that game to Detroit on Monday night, this is the opportunity for the 49ers to get the NFC West. All right. Next one we have is the the Raiders and the Broncos. Now, Raiders, as I said before in a previous video, on and off the field, it's been not too good. Okay. Now, the Raiders did beat the Browns last week, and they have an 8-game winning streak over the Broncos. But for Denver, they have won consecutive road games, and I can see this game being snapped, by the way. So the Broncos have put together consecutive road wins in back-to-back weeks. As you know, they defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-7. Then they beat the Jets 10-9. Bo Nix, you won't believe this, he is second on the team in rushing yards. So he can make plays with his leg, and I don't see the Raiders winning that game. So I have the Denver Broncos winning that game. Next one we have is the New York Football Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, as I said seconds ago, Seattle suffered their first loss to Detroit on Monday night. The Seahawks had the most first downs of any losing team in NFL history. Now, the Giants, they got some issues. Now, the Seahawks have scored 23 or more points in every game this season. The Giants have not scored 23 points in a single game this season. And the Giants can't even run the football efficiently. So, and plus, this game is at Seattle. So, I have the Seattle Seahawks winning that one. The next one, and you got to be very careful with upsets. The next one we have is the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars have beaten the Indianapolis Colts in 9 consecutive games in Jacksonville. And the Colts may be without Jonathan Taylor, who has a high ankle sprain. And the Colts haven't done so, hasn't beat the team in Jacksonville since Obama's second term in office. So it's been 10 years since the Colts found a way to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. But I can't see the Colts win in this one. And last week, Jacksonville could have beat the Houston Texans. So I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning that game. So they will win their first game. So I got Jacksonville winning that one. Next one we have is the Green Bay Packers and the LA Rams. Now, last week, Jordan Love did throw for 389 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions against the Vikings last week. Of course, they lost. The Rams' pass defense is nearly as bad as the Vikings, and without Pakua Nacua and Cooper Kupp, they don't have the offensive firepower to keep the pace with Love and company. Now, Green Bay will not have Christian Washington, but they have Dontavian Wicks, who was also officiated with the opportunities because he scored on 2 of his 5 receptions last week. And I can see the Packers winning that game in Los Angeles. So give me the Green Bay Packers. Number 4. It is the Cowboys and the Steelers. So this is the right opportunity for the Cowboys to get a win in Pittsburgh. Now, last week, Justin Fields threw for 312 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 55 yards with a couple of scores. Now, there's multiple ways you can look at it. The Steelers do have a banged up offensive line. Now, for the Cowboys, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, they have their own injuries. Now, the Steelers' run game hasn't been overwhelmingly by any stretch, despite the move to Arthur Smith's scheme, but it sounds like Jalen Warren could be set to return and provide a boost against a Cowboys defense that has surrendered the sixth most rushing yards this season. Now, here's what I'll say about this. If the Cowboys can stop the run, then the Cowboys can win that game on Sunday night. So give me the Dallas Cowboys because I know there's a lot of Dallas Cowboys haters. So give me the Cowboys. Number 3, it is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. There you have it. Now, the Bengals did get their win number 1 of the season last week. Now, the Bengals defense continued to be a question mark as the Bengals are 25th against the run as they allowed over 145 yards per game. Now, for the Ravens, ground game is becoming what many expect a nightmare for opponents. All right. So this one, I do have the Baltimore Ravens in this situation. I have the Baltimore Ravens winning that game. The next one I have is the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Where can I find it? Where can I find it? Where can I find it? I know I saw it. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. The Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Now, I found an interesting stat about this. Now, Buffalo did lose to Baltimore 35-10 on Sunday night. Now, Houston, they did lay an egg 34-7 to Minnesota in week 3, and they did bounce back. All right. Now, since Josh Allen entered the league in 2018, only the reigning champions, Kansas City Chiefs, have a better record coming off a loss. And since 2020, the Buffalo Bills are 14-4 coming off a loss. So I am going to choose the Buffalo Bills, even though the public likes the Houston Texans. And then finally, you have the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. That is a Monday Night Football game. Now, the Chiefs lost running back Isaiah Pacheco to a fractured fibula and wide receiver Rashad Rice to a knee to significant injuries. But they're 4-0, by the way, and a victory margin of 7 points or fewer. Now, Derek Carr against the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium, guess what his record is? 1-8. What can you say about that? So I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning that game. And as you see it, those are my set confidence points. So I will see how well I do for week 5, by the way. And if you do like the video I just showed you, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as some of these clips will be on Instagram, TikTok, vice versa. You can also follow 586 Sports on Instagram, X, also known as, also used to be Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. So there you have it, the 586 Sports. And you can follow me on Instagram, X, TikTok, and Threads at 586 Sports S, as you can see it. All right. So hey, at least I got 2 clips, by the way. And by the way, I'm also doing a game on. Oops, I thought I did say the picks. There we go. I did say the picks. And I also will give you the link to the contest that I am hosting, because that is one of my 2 contests on Splash Sports, and that will be in the description box below. So I will be giving you the link on that. All right. So you guys have a nice and wonderful week 5. So take care.